Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of New to Weeaboo. This is number 154 for September 3rd, 2025. I am Nemesis, and I'm joined by Alcatraz.
Hello.
Not really a lot going on in Anime World. Anime World, anyway. Kind of a thing that where people are very much pouring their energy into one very specific event, which so far has not happened yet.
Please let it happen because it will be so funny.
Yes, I want it to happen so bad.
So bad.
Yeah, beyond that, I've mostly just can somewhat keeping up on anime stuff, although I'm not as caught up as I want to be. Because, like, this stuff, oh yeah, I need to watch that too. Keep forgetting.
I think I'm at the point right now where I know I'm never going to be caught up. I got so much stuff going on.
I'm still keeping up with Necro no Nico, though, so that's the one I've been still keeping up with a lot. And Watanabe. Both of
Yeah,
those.
I've been busy getting a new job.
Necro no Nico's going to be in a weird place because, like, I almost want to talk about it, but I'm trying to debate whether I have to see, okay, we're going to talk about, like, during Pride Month, or we're going to talk about it at a different time of year because it's one of those that can go either way at this point.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see, but I definitely want to talk about it because definitely I think there's things to be discussed on that one.
Things to be said. There are opinions to be had.
Yeah. No, we're not talking about that one. We're here to talk about a thing we talked about a while ago, actually, and it's kind of a good time to come back to it because, well, this franchise kind of exploded in the last month or so. And yeah, Umamusume Pretty Derby Season 3.
The horses have returned with a vengeance.
Yep. Because we talked about the first two seasons, how many years ago was that?
It was a while ago.
Because the first season came out like 2018. The game was supposed to come out at the same time, and it didn't. It took the game a while to come out. And the game didn't come out until 2021 in Japan, and we're just now getting it worldwide as of like a month ago.
Now that there's 3 seasons and one movie?
3 seasons, an OVA, a movie, and another spin-off series.
Oh, yep. That's when we finally get the game.
Yeah. And the movie has not even official. It was only officially released in theaters in the U.S. It has not reached a home release yet. I am stalling because I'm trying to find. Oh, there we are. We last talked about. Well, actually, wow, almost 3 years ago.
Wow, it's been
October of 2022. So yeah, it's been a minute. Since then, yeah, if you remember, season 1 was about Special Week in Silent Suzuka. And then season 2 was about Tokai Teo and Major McQueen. And there's 2 characters who appeared in season 2 who are now the main characters of season 3, which are Kida-san Black and Satono Diamond.
Yep.
And so it's mostly about Kida-san Black.
Mostly about, yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly about Kida-san Black, although Satono Diamond does get her own little arc in it. But yeah, it's weird. The balance is more, it's more like season 1 in that balance, because season 1 is mostly about Special Week with a little bit about Silent Suzuka. Season 2 is kind of more evenly split between the two, and here it's pretty much mostly Kida-san Black with a little bit of Diamond.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much opens with Kida-san losing.
Yep.
Straight up losing, and then losing again.
And then again.
and losing to someone basically strong horse.
Oh, yeah.
Duramente. Yeah. And I would actually comfortably say it kind of divided into 3 arcs. Essentially, you got Kida-san Black's initial arc of kind of trying to surpass Duramente, and then Satono Diamond's arc about breaking the family curse.
Yep.
And then Kida-san's final arc. As a whole, it's weird. Compared to the first 2 seasons, I would say this is a bit weaker. And as a whole.
Still not bad, but I don't think it hits
season
the same
2.
heights.
I'm not gonna remember what I said back then, but I remember being a little bit disappointed because I didn't fully understand the thing because I was a little disappointed. Like, why are we shifting away from Special Week to these 2? But like, yes, I think season 2 overall probably was and then most people agree with season 2 is probably overall the best of the 3 seasons.
Yeah, it had the best character too. I'm not biased at all, by the way. No
bias there, Mister. I'm gonna buy a statue.
Yeah.
But so that was probably the strongest overall, and I think there's a couple reasons for that. Still pretty solid. The other thing is this one definitely has less as kind of worse animation because they pass it off to a different studio while the studio worked in the first 2 seasons worked on the other stuff. Yeah. So Studio Kai did this versus Studio Sai Games. So so it's a bit weaker. They've done a couple things, and we were doing this a little earlier. They looked at a Common Rider thing. They did they did a thing for Marine, Hosho Marine.
Yeah, I see it.
And that including the new music video with Gura.
Apparently they did a special for the season 1 first anniversary of Umamusume.
Yeah, that was the thing. I just
special.
looked at it. It's only available in Japanese, officially anyway. It's on YouTube, but it's only Japanese, no English subtitles.
It says they did season 2.
I think they were just support.
Oh yeah, there were probably support on that one. So they brought in. So they have some experience, but
and Idolmaster Cinderella Girls and Super Cub.
Hey,
remember
Super Cub? I remember that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's like the
It wasn't
good chunk
bad.
of the animation was fine, except whenever you see the big group shot of
Yeah.
them racing, it looked really bad.
There was some rough spots, but the rest of it was fine.
Yeah, the general not racing stuff looked fine. The close-ups looked fine, although sometimes a little rougher. But it was the big, when you saw
Yeah.
multiple horse girls racing at once, it looked really bad. Yeah, and also, I guess, before we get really into a lot of the music as well, I probably should have done this a little bit earlier, but yeah, a little bit of a refresher on what Umamusume is. It's basically, this is a world where horses don't exist, and instead you got horse girls who kind of inherit the spirit of real life racing horses. Although apparently they've also confirmed that other non-racing horses too, but they focus on the racing horses here.
Yeah.
So they get, they inherit the names and everything, so that's why they have kind of goofy names, because they're racing horse names.
Racing horse names are the funniest.
It's like, imagine you get a daughter, and suddenly she has horse ears, and suddenly you feel just utterly compelled to give her the silliest name.
Hoof-hearted.
Yeah, exactly. Poor girl. Yeah. So that's the whole thing there, and they're basically, it's weird when you look at the lore, which is kind of scattershot and either really, really well thought out, and oh wow, you did not think of this at all, did you? It's so bizarre, this dichotomy.
Yeah.
You get to look at that, and it's like, oh yeah, all this drive to just run, right? Because the horse girls,
They're horses. They want to
look
run.
as well. They're basically kind of almost superhuman in that sense, because they're basically, they're human, but they are faster, they're stronger, they have better reflexes.
It's like the $6 Million Man.
And because that's the thing, it's like the lore indicates that this world with no horses somehow developed exactly the same as the real world, our world.
Yeah.
Which is like,
how does that work? Because horses were kind of integral to old civilization.
A lot of things.
The entire development of modern civilization in the ancient world was basically made possible due to horses.
Yeah, so it changes. Like, for example, one of the things is medieval Europe, horses were kind of a big status symbol.
Yeah.
Does it imply that Umamusume were generally just royalty and stuff, nobility? Because they were horse girls.
Right on the shoulders.
This also has huge religious implications, because if you have a whole bunch of superhumans in your midst, just living among you, that kind of would change up religion, which it kind of implies that did happen here, because they have the whole 3 goddesses thing.
Yeah.
Which are also based on real life horses.
It's interesting. They mention that that's a thing, but they don't focus on it. It's just kind of in the background. The 3 goddesses, like, oh yeah, by the way, that's a thing. Anyway, moving on.
It's kind of a little more important in the game, but not that much more important. It's mostly just a stat boost thing.
Oh yeah. So it's like it's interesting how kind of weird the lore is. I guess I get it. It's just there just enough to give somewhat of an explanation, just so they can get on with it.
Yeah, because of course, we like to talk about in the first season and stuff. They have the horse phones. They have the longer handles and everything, because they have their ears on top of their head instead of the side. And or like another thing with that, the running lanes for the horse girls.
Yeah.
Instead, alongside the bicycle lanes and everything. So there's some thought put into it, but then you encounter stuff like that and go, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Because, what other things, like they have the little detail of, if the real life horse, racing horse is male, they have a little decoration on their right ear. And if they're female, they had a decoration on the left ear. There's one horse that's kind of an exception to this, Fine Motion. Fine Motion has decoration on both ears, because the real life Fine Motion is intersex.
Oh, interesting.
The other thing, also Fine Motion, is the Princess of Ireland, the Kingdom of Ireland, which, wait, are you saying that the one major historical change is that the British never invaded Ireland?
That's a significant bit of lore.
Okay. That came out of nowhere. Why that, of all things? But yeah, the fact she's a princess, again, that kind of would indicate that, yeah, Umamusume had to tend to be nobility. Of course, the thing is, like, what if a peasant family had an Umamusume daughter? Or, of course, there's the other thing of, like, because, yeah, they've also confirmed, yeah, 2 humans can have an Umamusume daughter.
You have been blessed by God.
And but
That's
yeah,
what happens.
but they have much higher chance of happening when one of the parents is an Umamusume. Okay.
Yep.
So anyway.
Yep.
Now that we've covered all that stuff, nonsense, the horse nonsense.
The horse. Now we're done horsing around.
Yeah. Okay, so Kita-san Black is, well, from season 2, she and Diamond were both there as basically fangirls of Teo and McQueen. It hasn't changed that much. Kita-san Black is still a bit of a fangirl of Teo. But the whole thing is, yeah, she's now racing, and yes, her thing is, yeah, she starts off and she loses the first leg of the Triple Crown, which is the Satsuki show.
I'll let you answer that one. I haven't memorized that.
She loses to Duramente, and so she resolves to become stronger for the time for the second leg, which is the Japanese Derby. She loses that to Duramente, who is now, double crown winner, which is kind of a big deal because, well, that's one step away from being the Triple Crown winner. And then, well, Kita-san Black's training hard and finds out, oh, Duramente is injured and out, which means she will not be able to become Triple Crown because the Kikuka show is, well, too soon, so no chance to recover before then. So then, yeah.
Yep.
But anyway, Kita-san was able to kind of keep performing and does really well. Like, wins a lot of races. Wins a lot of G1 races, the graded races, the G1, there's the graded races, the G1, G2, G3. These are graded races, G1 being the most prestigious. It's stuff like the Derby and whatnot. She doing really well with all this stuff, and she's never really only gets like one more chance of race against Duramente before other things happen, including Duramente injuring herself again. Because the thing was, she had to push her. She decided to go ahead and, okay, yeah, I'm just going to push past the limit and break my legs just to beat Kita-san. Then you have the Satono's little arc. There's a whole thing there with the Satono's family. They're a very high prestige family, but they just never really win G1s.
Yeah.
There's a curse, apparently. The jinx.
The jinx cannot win a G1 race.
Yeah, we like Diamond saw multiple of her older sisters. Yeah, like fail and, just brought to tears. And you see the younger ones just going, freaking out because, oh my God, I'm doomed.
Yeah, when like what point? What's the point in trying?
And we see stuff like, Diamond. She races in the G1 race, does really well, but bumps into someone, gets a penalty, so drops placement. Another race breaks a horseshoe.
Gets
second place, and like the point is like the jinx there, but it's like pointing out, it's kind of ignoring the fact that pointed out to her that you got this close to winning with a broken horseshoe.
Yeah, like. You should have won this. Like all your skill is there,
and then also going up against Kita-san as well, and yeah, winning that G1, finally breaking that curse.
Yep.
Then Kita-san coming back and winning in the next race, but
yeah,
as you
do.
Yeah, and also Kita-san getting kind of taking Nice Nature as a senpai mentor figure. Nice Nature not really totally on board with it, but kind of stuck with it.
Because as Kita-san keeps winning G1 races, and Nice Nature's like, haven't won a single one.
Yeah, because the real life Nice Nature never won, because that's the whole thing about her personality. She's very consistent and really good, but she keeps getting like third place. Very consistent thing, including it's also the thing in her game story, but regardless. And then the final arc, which is, I think, probably the most impressive part when it comes to the narrative, is Kita-san Black is, she gets a little sick, and then she goes back for a race, and she goes for, because she's like a late surger, goes for a big, push at the end, and why am I not passing anyone?
It's not there.
There's just nothing left in the tank. And then at the end, she's like gasping and wheezing.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah. That's the problem. And turns out she's kind of like, oh, this is it. She's past her prime, as I keep putting it.
Yep.
And her having to deal with the fact that she's just not as competitive as she used to be, and her more or less coming to terms with that, and saying, I'm going to retire after these races. And yeah, the big thing with her winning her final race and everything.
Yep.
That was kind of alluded to with earlier, because Gold Ship was a big thing in their first part. Everyone's favorite Gold Ship.
Everyone's favorite.
who has the moment where she gets 8th place in a race and and everything, and also has already been baiting this, but this confirms that I'm just not going to be competing in this series anymore. I'm going to move on to the Dream Trophy League, because they're in the Twinkle series, the Dream Trophy series, which by the way, the Dream Trophy series, this is all made up, by the way.
It's all made up.
So the Twinkle series is actually based on the real life horse races in Japan. The Dream Trophy series is completely made up. Basically, it's like, okay, we want to keep these characters around, but we don't have anything for them to do really because their stories are done, because their stories are all based on the real life stuff. So they're over here now.
They're just in a different farm.
Which is weird because the Dream Trophy series, which is weird, depending on if the context, either sounds like a higher tier of racing, or this is where you go when you're not as good anymore, depending on the context.
This is the retirement home.
This is for the washed ups.
The washouts,
the has-beens. It depends on this context. Like the game really implies the Dream Trophy series is kind of like a level higher.
Yeah, like you do super well here and prove your worth, so then you go to the next tier.
But then this bit with Gold Ship and her talking about being past her prime and everything imply it's for you're kind of a little you're on the downslope of your career, and this is for you to kind of gradually still have some degree of competitiveness with others like you.
Yeah,
Grandma.
Grandma.
So it's a really weird thing, that one. I feel that's a kind of a weird bit, but the whole thing, the whole thing with the last arc there is Kita-san basically coming to terms with I'm just not as good as I used to be, and that whole thing, which is extra kind of infuriating because it's happened so quickly for her.
That's the big one. Like she's basically a freshman.
No,
sort of. She's not.
That's the other thing is that's always confusing.
That's another thing we can get into. How old are these?
Like, how long has Special Week been there? Like, how long has the president of the student council been there?
How long is Gold Ship? It seems like once you get into the school, you're there for like ever until you retire.
I did look into this. I found out, the Tracing Academy, which is the school they're at, is a combination middle school, high school, and university. So you can be there for like 10 years.
Can be
10, 12 years, depending on, I guess, what you go for in university. I guess you go for a full PhD. You could be there for like 6, another.
Yeah, well, you
years.
got 3 in middle, 3 in high school, and then PhDs.
Well, depending on how you want. If you want to go, basic degree is like 2 years. More advanced degree 4 years, and then PhD is like 6. 7.
Yeah, it's like six years, I think, ish, depending on.
So you can be there for a full 12 years.
Yeah.
So, but they're always nebulous about exactly when they start racing, because they have the whole thing. Like, I think it makes it kind of clear that there's a period of time where they're not quite racing yet. Then they debut, then they have their races, and then yeah,
and it's always like it's weird because sometimes we'll get like 2 people join in at the same time, and one of them debuts an entire year early.
Yeah, like
than
with
the others.
Kita-san Black and Diamond there.
Exactly, these two. Kita-san debuted a whole like year before. Diamond did.
But they went to start going, they're the same age and they start going to school at the same time, so it's like, okay.
Yeah, so maybe it's like you choose when to debut based on your
somewhat.
Your
I remember,
set
again, the game is also like, with the game stuff, because I'm going to have to bring game lore here to explain some of this.
Yeah.
It seems to be you have to race until a trainer selects you, and once you've been trained enough, then you can debut once you can.
Yeah. So it has to do with your training and whether or not you can pick up a sponsor, basically.
Yeah. So that could happen, and but then apparently, so the Twinkle series is basically a 3-year series period after that. It's more, let's say that's the thing, by the end of so basically Kita-san Black there, her whole thing is, it's implied that she basically, this is the end of her senior year, so to speak, of the series, of the Twinkle series. So that's like her 3rd year of the Twinkle series, and this is when her body starts to fail her.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, because we saw Gold Ship was there when, Gold Ship was racing in the Twinkle series when Special Week was there.
Yep.
But that was years ago now.
Yep. And Gold Ship is still here.
In the Twinkle series. But also going, okay, yeah, I got 8th place despite giving my all, so I'm out.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, that's just confusing now. And yeah, then because the implication is Special Week, Science Suzuka, Takaiteo, and Major McQueen are all now in the Dream Trophy series.
Yep.
So, maybe. Because they never say, it's clear they're still training and racing, but we don't focus on them because they're not important right now. They're not that's not what the story's about.
Yep.
So that's a weird thing in its own right.
Yeah.
They keep it, I'm pretty sure they're keeping it intentionally vague because they don't want you to think about that too hard.
Exactly. It's not the point. The story is...
But I want to know how my favorite is doing.
I know. I'm there with you. I see Teo in the background all the time, and I don't know how she's doing.
Although, I'll be honest, actually, after playing through the games of Nice Nature's kind of become my favorite.
I just want to know if Teo's fully recovered from her 3 fractures.
Apparently there's a 4th one.
There was a 4th. Oh,
Real life horse had a 4th fracture.
4th fracture.
Which was one that knocked him out permanently.
Yeah, I was surprised it took that many. Usually just 1 is enough.
Yeah, that's the whole thing about it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so Kita-san Black is an interesting character in her own right, because she's weird and goofy. Then they have the whole thing, there's a bit where like she has a growth spurt, because, yeah, she's big compared to, like Teo. She's way taller than Teo, for example. It's the whole thing. She went, oh, hey, look, looking up to Teo, then looking down at Teo.
Yep.
Because that's the thing. Apparently, the real life Kita-san Black was a very big horse. Like, was one of the heaviest horses on record for the Japanese racing series. So, yeah, so that's the thing they actually implemented. Like, there's Sakura Bakshino, the class representative who, likes to sprint, and she runs into Kita-san, and just Kita-san does not budge an inch, and Sakura's on the ground.
Yep.
But then later, when the third arc starts, happens again, but this time they're both on the ground. Which that's supposed to tell you right there, one of the things, like, yeah, Kita-san's struggling now.
Yeah. I mean, that was a thing. They did that a couple times with Kita-san Black. Or she's really strong when it comes to, like, injuries. Like, it takes a lot to actually hurt her.
Yeah, that was one thing they integrated in their training, which, the special training with a bourbon and a rice shower.
Yep. You want to go for that, and that's how she got to beat Duramente. Other than the fact that Duramente also got injured and dropped, but yeah, that was her. Like, I need to get better. I need to do something,
and then Duramente had to push herself to literally past the breaking point to beat her.
Yep, we went to that special training because you can take a beating. All right then.
Duramente is very
serious, very. No nonsense.
And yeah,
I'm
does
going
not
to
have
win.
a filter. Like,
no filters. Like, no, that's just she says what's on her mind.
Interviewed, and there's Air Group trying to play damage control, whatever.
Oh,
Duramente opened her mouth because, like, shut up! Oh my god,
shut up! You're making things worse.
I'm going to win. And of course, Duramente also has a weird step she does sometimes, which a real life horse did that.
Yeah.
And of course, there's that one point where they wind up. They're sitting there because they both forgot umbrellas. And there's Kita-san and Duramente just talking a little bit, or mostly Kita-san talking. And then Duramente talks about she's has to be the strongest because she's gonna do this French race thing.
I'm gonna beat you.
And Kita-san Black, and then, so who are you?
Who are you?
Ow! I'm the horse you're talking about. I'm the one you're talking about beating.
Like,
oh,
like, ow.
It's weird because she knows you, but she doesn't recognize you.
Because it's like, well, Duramente is so focused on, like, at that point, it's just the idea of the goal.
Yeah.
She's not focused on the actual individuals involved in it.
Well,
so
it's funny because she knows who Kita-san Black is, but I'm willing to bet she doesn't recognize her because she's not in a racing outfit or something.
Maybe, or something like that.
It's like, who are you? I'm the girl you just literally talked about.
I'm the one you said you had to beat.
Yeah. Apparently also Duramente's real life, like, offspring right now is going stupid hard and, like, winning race after race after race right now.
Interesting.
Because these are they're fairly recent racing horses because they're, like, pulled from a bunch of eras. Like, Kita-san Black and Satono Diamond and Duramente were all active in the 2010s, so they're pretty recent. There's a lot of thing about Kita-san Black there is when they retire the horses, they're no longer racing horses. If you're pretty decent as a racing horse, you become a breeding horse. And there's the thing is they also, they have a very specific, regiment for, like, fitness and whatnot for the horses when they're racing, but they kind of want to change it up for when they become breeding horses. They want them to be basically a little bit more flabby now because it's better for them at this point.
Yeah.
And Kita-san Black is like, no, I'm going to be ripped. And so they try to change his diet. No, I'm going to be ripped. It's even more ripped. Just keeps challenging other horses to races, even though he's retired. And they eventually went, wait a minute. So what they did, whenever there's an overweight horse, they'll put him next to Kita-san Black, and Kita-san Black challenges them to a race, and they basically run so much that Eventually, okay, the overweight horse is now healthy again. We'll swap him out for another overweight horse. Because it's like, no, I'm going to be ripped.
So Kida-san basically becomes a trainer.
Yep. Well, your gains, bro.
Protein. Do you even lift?
And Satono Diamond is interesting because she doesn't get a whole lot. She's very much a secondary character for most of this. Anime. But when her story is kind of interesting in its own right. But yeah, it's just mostly kind of her doing this weird stuff to break the jinx.
Yeah,
basically just intentionally invoking basically going to encounter the good luck, and like I don't know.
I think on that one there's the whole sequence where she's purposely going out to try and find indicators of bad luck. So like the fortune telling, oh, if you go this direction, bad things will happen, so you should go the other. It's like, nope, I'm going to go straight forward. It's like I'm going to either use up and or train against the curse so that when it does happen during the race, I'll be ready for it.
And I'll be able to beat it.
And I'll be able to beat the curse just head on.
Yeah.
So it I guess it makes as much sense as it
winds up being
could.
Goofy.
Yeah, it's very goofy. It the whole scene is a humor section.
Yeah, that's the thing. She's mostly, that's the thing. She seems very, soft and sweet, and then all of a sudden, you get into the race, and he just sounds like,
oh yeah. once she steps into the ring, she's gonna win.
Yeah,
I don't care if I'm your friend. I'm gonna beat you.
Yeah, that's kind of the whole thing about Umamusume in general. I'm gonna beat you. I don't care how much we're friends off the track. Right now, we are enemies.
Yeah. It keeps that is a plot point that keeps coming out through these seasons. It's the how do you deal with racing against your friends, and the whole concept of like everyone's there to achieve their dreams, but there can only be one winner in a race.
Yep.
With there's an asterisk on that.
That one time.
There is an asterisk on that because there's a tie, but for the most part, yeah, everyone's there to try and get their dreams, but there can only be one winner.
Yeah.
So, who gets to achieve their dream?
Right.
Who's worth it? Whose dream is more worth it than the others? What makes your dream more important than them achieving theirs?
Well, see, I'm the
so
main
everyone's
character
fighting
this,
for their
this
own
season, so that's me.
Yeah. So and it's something that comes up all the time. We see all these different characters like, oh, I have to win this, or I'm going to lose my dream forever. It's like someone's going to.
Someone has.
Who's
to
it going to be?
In fact, most of the time, multiple people are going to lose.
How many horses are on the track at a time?
It depends on the race. They can be usually anywhere from 8 to 18.
Yeah, so you're looking at 7 to 17 heartbreaks. Like,
yeah. And of course, they also do that weird thing. It's like it's when you're looking at this, it really does feel like more like a season 1. Season 3 here feels a lot more structurally like season 1, because where season 2 again focus on Tateo and McQueen fairly equally and really intertwine their stories, which
they were very
I think it was one of the things
intertwined.
they really lucked out in the sense the real life stories were so intertwined in such a way that they were able to craft a narrative around it.
Yeah.
This is always the danger of adapting or, based on a true story type of stuff.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that's the problem is real life is not always narratively satisfying.
No.
And so you get stuff like this where you have to make decisions like, okay, how much do we fudge the truth in order to make a good narrative?
Yep.
Which is why like a lot of those horror movies, like, based on a true story. It's like, oh yeah, the horror movies, it's actual demons or something. And it's like in real life, it was just a creaky pipes or something.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's based on a true story. Yeah, it's like, well, how much of the truth you're going to use here? But yeah, here that's the thing is like they try to use some degree of the real life horses. Granted, they have to kind of implement stuff like actual motivations and whatnot because the horses are horses versus these are horse girls, and
yeah, they don't have like the same sort of dreams.
Yeah, it's a bit different. So
Yeah.
like they have to kind of add those things, but also again they do fudge things here and there. I believe it's a weird thing because I know Kida-san Black actually is pretty significant because the real life Kida-san Black had 7 G1 wins, which is a pretty big number to have. So that's the big thing here is like so she gets a lot of wins too, including the big one at the very end where she pushes herself to this just absurd degree to finally get that last win.
Yeah, that one at her last race. It's like I don't have to hold anything back. If I hurt myself, it doesn't matter anymore. This is it. This is the end. This is the last one.
Yeah.
I'll put it all on the line, and it does not matter if I hurt myself.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Teo McQueen's narrative worked out really well. With Special Week, they did some tweaking, like, oh yeah, we're going to add El Condor Paso because she wasn't there in the real life thing, but we'll add it here to add some more drama. And they had to change up Suzuka from, oh, she got injured and well, the real life horse got injured and well, suddenly wasn't really a horse anymore, to oh, she got better by going to America.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So so Kita-san Black, got to retire. The real life one did, but I don't think it was they did that was like I'm looking into it. I'm not sure 100% certain, but I don't think it was like, oh yeah, the horse is doing worse now. It was just kind of they added that element because, well, the thing is in real life they only race him for so long because pushing him past that you really get a lot of dead horses.
Yeah, and you don't want that.
You don't want to have that kind of makes the horse races kind of less entertaining when you have like half the field just collapses and dies because someone pushed him too hard.
Yeah, that wouldn't go over well.
So I think it was just simply in real life it was just a natural retirement. Here they're like, okay, let's add an actual like big thing.
Yeah. Because you have to have drama for a show like this. Mm-hmm. That's just what makes it interesting and makes people want to watch it.
Yeah, and then of course you had a weird thing like they had added extra other rival characters who were like, it was weird because like Sounds of Earth was a weird one. She was the one with the violin.
Yeah,
which that was actually a funny joke because she's playing the violin, the violin music playing, and then they go the what is it, diegetic music thing, whatever it's called. But where it's like she stops playing the violin, but the music's still playing, and then finds out button.
She was never playing it in the first place. It's a speaker in a box.
I don't know. There's a very specific term for it. I'm just trying to remember what it is, but basically, kind of using the soundtrack as it's part of the thing.
Oh yeah,
like there's a soundtrack for the movies playing, and then it turns out it's playing on the car radio or something like that.
Yep.
I can't remember what it's called now.
Yeah,
it's driving me up the wall.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what the term is.
That's what they're doing.
But yeah,
and it's weird because she's so flamboyant and over the top, and even kind of a little gay for Kita-san Black there, right?
A little,
kind of freaking her out because she's like cabadoning her. And she's kind of not much of a presence.
No, she isn't. Yeah,
it's weird. She has a huge for what little she does. She's very flamboyant, but yeah, she participates like 2 races and barely does much of anything.
Yeah, I guess like mid to the pack, and
it was weird. It's like so why are you here again?
Yeah,
other than to just be entertaining.
I guess she's just a humor character.
And also,
Cheval is the other big one.
Cheval Grand,
who
is frustrated because she hasn't won yet, unlike her sisters who have won.
Yeah,
and she hasn't yet, and it's just so frustrating because Kita is like basically that whole thing of you're really good, but that person's better.
Just so much better. Yeah, they're just
and she's so frustrated, and she finally, she has this whole thing. We have this whole monologue where she's the race. Kita-san's second to last race. She has this whole monologue and everything. About her feelings for Kita-san, how much she hates her, and then, oh, I love her, and she, yeah,
yep,
it's like, oh, I see,
yep, always looked up to
before
her
she finally wins. But it's weird too because she's kind of there for a good chunk of the anime, and then she doesn't actually become important to like the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, and then suddenly she becomes she keeps popping up, and then suddenly she's important.
Yeah. And Duramente just kind of stops being important after that one race where she got injures herself.
Yep.
At least for the narrative. She's there, but she's not really important
She's
anymore.
the initial driving force to get Kita-san Black.
So that's what I mean by the whole, season, more like season 1, because season 1 had multiple rivals for Special Week.
Yep.
She was looking up for Suzuka all the time, but there was also El Condor Pasa, Seiun Sky, and the European horse at the end.
European horse.
Whatever her name was, the one that kissed her and freaked her out.
Yeah, that one. I don't remember her name.
She had different Grass Wonder as well. There's all those. She had multiple rivals that kind of were only there for a little bit. And then season 2 was like the rivals were each other. They were the main rivals to Teo and McQueen were rivals to each other, mostly for each other. And others were kind of there, sure, but those are the 2 specifics. And here we're back to it's just multiple rivals, but they can only have less of a. So we have this weird thing where it's like Duramente feels like she's going to be way more important than she winds up being. Sounds of Earth feels way more important than she's going to actually winds up being. Cheval Grand is only come important toward the end, and so on and so forth. They get weird stuff like that. So it's kind of weird. That's part of the reason why I feel it's a little weaker, because they don't really get a chance to really flesh out the rival. because they don't because unfortunately, again, I feel that's a side effect of adapting the real life story.
Yep.
Which I would be like, okay, yeah, chuck out that stuff and we're just focus on Duramente. Chuck out the real life story, focus on Duramente, make it much more, interesting. Oh, yeah, Satono Crown, which is like, Diamond's sister. She's also kind of there, and she's kind of somewhat like has her own little story, but it's kind of in the background.
Yeah,
her getting a win. I think she was the one who won when Kita-san went, oh wait, something's wrong. If I recall correctly, Crown was the one who won when Kita-san had the wait. Why am I not getting to the front? Why can't I get to the front?
Yeah,
it's just an interesting stuff going on there, but See, that's what I mean by just simply. It's still entertaining, but it kind of.
It doesn't hit the highs of the second season, but it's still definitely good.
It's just kind of interesting. It says, there's a lot of interesting stuff on the front. And also, they did the thing again where it was interesting here, which Kita-san got her own special outfit for the final race. Which, her anime outfit.
Anime.
But then not Diamond this time. Because, in the season 2, Teo and McQueen both got special outfits for the anime that's then gotten brought into the game. By the way, Kita-san Black's not in the game. Well, she is, but she's not playable yet. She's in the game as basically the bestest support card in the game you can get right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw a lot of people freaking out about that.
Yep. Because she is like the one you want to get in the game.
Yeah.
Because she's that good. And she, in this point, 4 years later in the Japanese version, she's still one of the best cards in the game.
Yeah. Satono, I think that was the other one. We kind of vaguely mentioned the France race.
Yeah, Satono got to go there.
And then did not do well.
Yeah, because there's a whole thing like that. It's just a different climate, and it's just weird to run there.
Yeah, the turf is different, the climate's different, and apparently no Japanese horse has won that race.
Yeah.
A lot of have tried, none have won.
That's Duramente's dream right there, is to do that.
Yeah. Satono went over and then did pretty bad, and then came back.
There was a whole thing where Kitas was going to go with her, and then she didn't.
Yep, because, and I think that's when she was starting to find out. She realized that she was
something's not right.
Yep, that was the start of that arc. Was I'm not doing it. I guess.
Yeah, it was also just weird to see her at the end of the race is just coughing, it's wheezing basically.
Yeah, you broke past you're pushing past your limits. Your body's just gonna was like, the heck did you just do to me?
And that's the other thing. It's like, that's so frustrating. It's got to be so frustrating because, like, she's only been racing for 3 years. And you got, like, Gold Ship went through this, but she's been racing longer.
Yep. The only way to keep going is to just accept that you're not going to win. If you just keep racing just for the race, and get 8th place, mid-pack stuff all the time by not pushing past that limit and killing yourself. Yes, you can keep going, but you're never going to hit those heights.
And just imagine this, like, you are shining real bright and you have a big, bright future, and then you just flame out that quickly.
It's gotta be so frustrating.
And you're watching other people who are your classmate, who are your age, just keep going, no problem,
and getting better and burning brighter, and then you're just fading.
Ugh. So you get this is a weird one because it gets a kind of almost bittersweet ending of that. Just like, she pulled it off, but that's it.
That's it. She's done. She's out that fast.
Ugh.
She burned the candle at both ends or something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Burns the brightest,
Yeah, the brightest star burns out the quickest, I guess.
Yep. So,
life sucks sometimes.
Yep. Getting into the, I guess, cast, like we already talked about the studio a little bit.
Yeah, we've already talked about the studio.
But yeah, the main cast, because there's a lot of here we could talk about, because there's tons of characters, and
fortunately, a lot of them we have talked about before.
Yeah, so, the thing is, we didn't talk about some of the actual voice actors, because we weren't doing that back then, but whatever, we're not going to get bogged down.
There's too many, there's so many.
We're going to get bogged down, we're going to focus on 4 in particular right now. Yeah, so Kita-san Black is Hinaki Yano, who is, let's see, recently... Oh, she's you in Love Live Nijigaseki. She's you.
It's you.
Yep, it's you.
Takasaki.
Despite everything, it's still you. And
despite everything.
She's plays a character in Bochi the Rock. There's Wonder Egg Priority.
Selection
not
Project.
A lot, though.
Remember that.
Yep, but not a whole lot. Satono Diamond is Hina Tachibana. Wow. I am trying to find stuff I recognize. I am not seeing much of anything.
Yeah, I'm not recognizing a lot of these.
And then she is not Cinderella Girls
Yeah.
and Idolmaster. I guess, yeah. That's about it. That I recognize. Not a whole lot. Satono Crown, I guess. Sayumi Suzushiro? Shiro? Yeah. Mayonaka Heart Tune. Oh, Vigilant? Oh, illegal. Vigilantes. She was one of, the other idols that the Pop Step performed with. Oh, and Zatsutabi. That's Journey. The purple hair girl. In that. She was in those. Okay.
Yeah, the purple hair girl.
Oh, she was in that not Little Witch Academia witch girl anime we did. The pastels color.
Right, yeah, that one.
And she's Nijika in Bochi. Okay, yep, okay. We have seen her
We have seen her before.
Yeah, and there's Shy and okay, yep. Bunch of stuff then and the Levine and Freerin, and there's a Konosuba characters and a lot of stuff. Okay. Cheval Grand, Yuko Natsuyoshi.
Apparently he's in the new panty and stocking, which we haven't seen yet.
Oh, Fastener. Okay, yeah, I'm Fastener. That's the little mascot character from the demons. Remember?
Apparently she's in Beyblade. Beyblades. Show by Rock. Assault Lily.
Assault Lily. Hell yeah, I've been meaning to watch that. Yeah, not a whole lot of Pocket Monsters though.
That's a pretty big one.
And Maruku-chan. A small character in Maruku-chan. Sounds of Earth is Mikiko. All caps. And this is it.
This is it. This is their only.
Sounds of Earth.
Yep.
And then Duramente is Akina. Who, I'm seeing mostly small roles. Project Sakai, though. Girls on Panzer. Girls on Panzer.
Sawa. Bang Dream.
Yeah, not a whole lot of roles, actually.
Not a whole lot of that.
We're going back pretty far, but not a whole lot of roles, weirdly enough. Yeah, and a lot of it recently has just been very small roles. So yeah, that's the ones I wanted to focus on, really, because, yeah, there's a ton of characters here, but, yeah.
There's a ton of characters. We don't have time to go through all of them.
It's also weird how the trainer himself is also kind of further and further diminished as the series goes on.
Yeah, it's just some dude.
He's a guy. Who cares?
Exactly.
It was also nice seeing bourbon and rice shower kind of being a thing, considering, later.
Yeah.
Earlier. Although that's the other thing I want to say. If you're a fan of rice shower, don't look at what happened to the real horse. It was tragic and preventable. So yeah, if you're a fan of rice shower, just don't look.
Yeah.
Don't look. But yeah, overall season 3 here was still pretty solid, but definitely a step down from season 2.
Which, I mean, it's a pretty high bar.
Yeah, it's a pretty hard bar because it's still like a surprisingly good sports anime.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, oh, the horse girls. Oh, wow, this is like, this is
actually really good. Yeah.
I am crying over horse girls right now. What is going on? I guess that would be it for this one, more or less. If you liked what you heard, you can listen to more at newtoweeaboo.libsyn.com, spelled Libsyn. You can check out past and future episodes there by subscribing to the RSS feed. You can also check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and Amazon Podcasts if you want to check us out on those things instead, or search for us on, and all that stuff, and subscribe via those methods if you like. You can also contact us via email, newtoweeaboo@gmail.com, if you have any questions or comments or anime recommendations or whatnot. And of course, you can follow our various social medias, newtoweeaboo.libsyn.com/contact. All of it's listed right there. I also want to point out, recently I added some playlists to the YouTube stuff, so because it's like several times we've talked about a franchise multiple times, so let's just kind of compile some playlists so it's easier if you want to check it all out in one go.
Yeah.
So that's hopefully will be a thing, and this will be added to a new playlist because we're now talking about Umamusume multiple times now.
Yep.
And we'll be continuing to talk about it because next time we will be talking about the Umamusume OVA and the Umamusume movie because they are directly linked to each other.
Yes.
So we'll be talking about those. Yes, we're continuing Umamusume because we're getting caught up on this stuff.
Yep. Horses continue.
So, hope your September goes well as we're going to slowly start to shift closer to fall.
Yeah.
Hope
fall is once again upon us.
Yeah. Hope you all stay safe and, happy and all that stuff. And we shall see you next time.
We shall.